Yo, what's going on? Throughout the course of years, I've made videos about Atlanta. And it seems as though that a lot of people have quite a few things to say about me, being that I moved down to Atlanta and I didn't like it, and then I moved back. A lot of people have said in the comment section of the videos that I've done about Atlanta, as far as dealing with me, is, well, yo, man, you probably was broke down there. You probably wasn't getting money. You probably ain't had the girls. And this is the reason why you're making these videos. You're just bitter that you couldn't make it down there. They say things like, Atlanta's not for everyone, It might not have been your cup of tea, And it's crazy that they never tackle the points that I've made about Atlanta, such as the homelessness. Like, this is real talk. You have to be cold-hearted, cold-blooded to live in Atlanta and see, if you're black, people that look like you out in the streets begging and not care. Like, I'll never forget, man, for those that are familiar with Atlanta, or should I say Metro Atlanta, I never forget I was in Marietta, Clark County Parkway, the Walmart over there, where there's a Golden Crust, and several feet away from the Walmart is Marietta Diner, right? Just giving you a couple landmarks. And I was coming out of Walmart. I forgot what I purchased. I was coming out of Walmart, about to get in my car, and there was a mother with 3 boys, right? They approached me. She said, I'm straight up, I'm homeless. This is my last day at this extended stay. I think she had it for a week, extended stay week or whatever, that hotel thing. She had it for a week, and that this was her last day. And she was pleading that to me, like, could I help her? And at that point in time, I'm not gonna lie, I had a couple dollars on me. And, I said, well, what is it that I can do for you? And she was like, well, first of all, I'm hungry. I said, all right, well, listen, what do you want? What do you and your kids eat? And she was like, it was a Jack in the Box right across the street. Matter of fact, it's still there if I'm not mistaken. And she was like, yo, you can go to Jack in the Box and you can order like a, meal for us, and we'll split it between the 4 of us. I was like, say less. I'm not going to do that. I went to Jack in the Box and I got like a chicken box combo where it came with like 8 or 12 pieces of chicken and like 8 biscuits and 4 or 5 drinks and coleslaw and potatoes and all of that stuff. You understand? And I came back, gave it to her, and plus I gave her money towards another day at a hotel room. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is something normal that happens in Atlanta. Now, taking heed, for those that know my story, you all know that I was born in New York, right? I've lived in New York, I've lived in North Carolina, I've lived in Georgia, and I've stayed a little bit in Florida, in Orlando, to be exact. And I'm telling you, I've never encountered a single parent, mother, with 3 kids out in the streets like how I encountered that in Atlanta. And that's normal. That's normal. And this is crazy to me that most people, when they're defending Atlanta, they never counteract, the points that I make. Never. They always attack the messenger instead of the message. And it's crazy because most of these people, no lie, this is my word, most of these people that, protect and defend Atlanta are not even Grady babies. So I know some of you all may not be familiar with the lingo. You understand? Grady babies are babies that were born at Grady Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, in the heart of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. If you're a Grady baby, or in other words, if you were born in Grady, at Grady Hospital, you're an official Atlantean. So most of these people that's defending Atlanta are not even from Atlanta. Which brings me to another point. That at one point in time, Atlanta used to be cool. But now that you have an influx of people, You understand? That are coming from different cities and states and bringing their fuckery with them. You know, because it's crazy. They didn't make it, or they couldn't make it, or they couldn't be who they wanted to be in the city and state that they were from. Now they migrated in Atlanta and they're doing whatever they want to do and be whoever they want to be in Atlanta, which is ruining the city. You have all these transplants that truly believe that they can, you know, they truly believe in the whole Black Hollywood thing, that they can make it down in Atlanta. They can be a superstar. They could be an R&B singer, a rapper. You know, most of these people are looking at shows like Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives in Atlanta. So they thinking that the solution to their problems, all they have to do is move to Atlanta, and guess what? Case closed, problem solved. And you know what I call those type of people that have high hopes, that have these dreams, but they don't have any plans? I call them the blow up bed gang. That's what I call them. See, those people, they come down to Atlanta and they fake it till they make it. Well, really, they don't ever make it. So those people, they come down and they either live with their aunts and uncles or family members, friends. They get an apartment knowing that they can't afford the rent because Atlanta and Metro Atlanta's rent is extremely high. They have no furniture. They have no money for food. The only thing that they can afford is going to Walmart. Can't shop at Target. That's too expensive. Going to Walmart and buy a blow-up bed. That's what I call those people, the blow-up bed gang. And you see these people on social media, such as Instagram, YouTube. There's some of your content creators that have 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers and followers. You're thinking that they're doing big things, but they're not doing anything. Because Atlanta's full of fake people. And that's real talk. Real talk. I had to get away from there. Every time I drove down 285 or 75, you'll see on the what you call it? I forgot what they call it, but you know, an Amber Alert. It seems as though that in Atlanta, every other week, a month or so, there's a missing kid. There's a missing kid. And it's crazy because Atlanta has a history. What was it? Between the year of 1978 and 1981, 28 kids got offed, supposedly by one black man. Well, I can't specifically say 28 kids. I say kids, adolescents, young adults between the ages of 9 and 27 years old. If you don't believe me, look it up. Offed. Black kids, that is. 28. It's crazy down there, man. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking. Every type of drug that you can name is down there in Atlanta. That's the first time I ever heard about black heroin. Straight up. And these are the things that they don't tell you about when it comes to people talking about Atlanta, especially the rappers, man. And the TV shows, they'll make you think that Atlanta is sweet. It's nice, but it's not. You drive up to a gas station, let's say QT, a QT gas station, you pumping gas, and you just, you know, you black out. You know what I'm saying? Not black out like, you know, somebody hit you or something like that, but you like, you know, sometimes daydreaming, that's a better word to use. You're daydreaming, you pumping, you looking this way. They got this thing called, what is it called? Slider crimes, where it'll be a dude that'll creep up on the side of your car as you're pumping gas. You know, you might be like, well, you know, it may be on your driver's side, right? You pumping gas. They may slide over to your passenger side and jump in your car, get in the car in the driver's seat and drive off. Slider crimes, that's something real down there. Let's not talk about those fake credit card, I don't want to say generators, but like fake credit card things that they put over the debit part of, like, if you go to a gas station and you put your debit card in, they have something that they can cover over it, and it makes it appear that it's official. So you put your card in as usual, and they're able to get your numbers and get everything, all your information from that fake credit card thing. And guess what? They take your information, they take your money, and they run up your credit card or your ATM card. It happened to me. True story. True story. I'm not making this up, man. I get a charge on my credit card, and I'm like, it was somewhere in Norcross, if I'm not mistaken. And the charge was $78. So I called my credit card, the MasterCard or whatever, at the time. I forgot what credit card I had at the time when I was in Atlanta. So I called the credit card place up, and I'm like, yo, man, I got a charge for $78. So they're like, yeah, you made a charge in Norcross. And I'm like, well, what? Norcross? And then it was some other place. Like, all the charges equal up to about $200. But this specific $78.33 to be exact. I'm like, yo, where's this? Because it was like small little incremental, charges. But this $78 was the biggest one. So they're like, yeah, it's chips and chicken or some shit. Somebody had ordered $78.33 worth of fried chicken. This is what happens in Atlanta. I'm talking about the car wrecks. And I'm not talking about like the car wreck. Well, that's something different. Car wrecks happen on a daily basis on 285, 85, Highway 20, 75. I'm not talking about like those car wrecks. I'm talking about like the fake car wrecks. How the criminals, they'll bump you. They'll hit you from the back, like bump you like a soft bump. You'll get out and think, oh yeah, it's a car accident. And you're like trying to get the person's, information. And no, they're criminal. They're jumping out with AK-47s to your face, hopping in your car and driving off. And you better be glad that they let you live. It's real down in Atlanta. It's real down there in Atlanta. Definitely, it's real down there in Atlanta. I don't know where people like get this whole notion that it's Black Hollywood, it's beautiful, it's this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Get out of here with that mess. You can get robbed. You can get stuck up while riding a MARTA. You can get robbed. You can get stuck up at a MARTA train station. That's real talk. And I don't. You know how many like shootouts there were like at Lenox Mall? Like, you know how many break-ins and robberies there were in Buckhead? And this is an area where it's well-to-do. But crime happens in Atlanta as well as around Metro Atlanta. That's real talk. And I really don't understand why people still migrating here. I really don't understand how people still think that Atlanta is the place to be. I really don't. Let's say that you want to go down there and you want to have fun, right? You don't want to live down there. You heard that Atlanta is popping when it comes to the clubs and everything like that, right? Well, it is popping if you're into strip clubs and hookah lounges. You know how many clubs I went to? And from the outside, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a club. I heard the music playing. It sounded like a club. But once you walk in there, you see a bunch of like sections where there's like, couches and shit, where you could rent out like cubicles, like little areas, spaces. There's no dancing and those clubs, it's areas that you can rent out and smoke hookah. And it's crazy because the way that you interact with women, off the rip, you have to pay. Like, there may be a group of women that rented out like a little small area, right? What I'm talking about, the couch area, right? To smoke their hookahs. When you go over there, you got to go over there and be like, yo, ladies, what are y'all drinking on? You know what I'm saying? It's on me. That's how you like kind of get in. Other than that, you don't get in. You look from a distance. Because if you walk over there and you try to talk to one of them and you don't have no drinks or anything like that, they're going to be like, get out of here, you lame ass nigga. You lame ass nigga. Oh yeah, the women are aggressive. They're like men down there. That's real talk. And they claim that they're not lesbians. The heterosexual women that are down there that's in those clubs, the ones that I'm talking about, they claim that they're not lesbians, but they busy twerking on each other, smacking on each other on the ass. This is the club scene down there. Ain't nobody dancing. Everybody's on the gram taking selfies and stuff like that. So you mean to tell me I paid $20, $30 to get in the club? Only to take a selfie and get no numbers? That's crazy to me. So if you into doing that, be my guest. Edgewood, you going to Edgewood? That's in the hood. That's in the hood. You partying in Buckhead? It's criminals in the parking lots waiting for a Vic like you. I don't understand it to save my life. The only thing that's good down there in Atlanta, in my opinion, is Piedmont Park. Piedmont Park is a beautiful park. Whoa. Let me take that back. It's beautiful in the afternoon, but as Houdini said, at night, the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. It's all types of stuff going on at night at Piedmont Park. All types of freaky shit. But see, they don't tell you this stuff. They don't let you know what goes on after dark. In the wee early hours at Piedmont Park. This is crazy to me. It bugs me out. And y'all still want to move there. The minute I heard about Lake Lanier, I'm pretty sure y'all don't know about Lake Lanier, but I do. The minute I heard about Lake Lanier, how every summer someone dies at that lake. And I'm like, well, why is it that every summer someone dies? This is my word. For those that live in Atlanta, true Atlanteans, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not making this up. This is my word. Every summer someone dies at that lake. And I'm like, well, why is that? I did some research. Lo and behold, there's a school, church, houses, dead bodies, a whole black community that's in that water. Make long story short, I think it was the early 1900s. It was a black community. And, they were thriving, and white people, decided that they wanted to, well, they forewarned them. But still, it was their land. And white people were like, hey, you don't want to move, we gonna flood y'all. And they flooded the whole black community. Till this day, under Lake Lanier is a black community. Houses, school, church, baseball field, all of that. If you don't believe me, look this up, but y'all still want to move to Atlanta. I don't get this. And if you are not cool with the pronoun community, and you all know where I'm coming from, if you're not cool with the pronoun community, the DL men, then I suggest that you don't go down there. If you're not into orgies and all types of Sodom and Gomorrah type shit, I suggest that you don't go down there. Straight up. While I was down there, I was depressed. I was stressed because never in my life, and now taking heed, listen to this, hear me out. I was born in New York. I've lived in a city that's way more bigger than Atlanta. Never in my life have I ever seen the shit that I've saw in Atlanta, in New York. And if I did, it wasn't to that extreme on how it is in Atlanta. So, you want to go down there? Be my guest, man. Straight up. Be my guest. Jobs oversaturated. There are no jobs. Everybody is looking for a job. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is looking for a job. Everybody is trying to make that money. Everybody, you have to hustle down there. Do you understand that? That's why it's hustlers down there like that. You have to hustle. If you're not hustling, you want gig apps. Gig apps such as Uber Eats, Postmates, Uber, Lyft. You see all those decals on the average person that lives in Atlanta's windshield. You'll see Ubers, Lyft, they doing 4 or 5 different type of gig apps all at one time because you gotta do what you gotta do to make that money. You gotta work 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs. But hey, what do I know? According to you all, well, I ain't gonna say you all, according to some of you all, I went down there and I didn't make it, and I'm a flunky, and I'm bitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm butthurt, and pause. You know, I'm bitter, and that's the reason why I'm making these videos. Nah, the reason why I'm making these videos is to stop you from making a decision that you may regret. Other than that, my name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.